What's your reaction to great evil? And we're told that we must hate it and despise it. But how do we personally react? I think here in this psalm we get a great lesson of how not to react. And it's probably a way that many of us unfortunately do at times. We can waste an awful lot of energy when we hear of dreadful, terrible things. We can almost try and take matters into our own hands and think we're going to solve it and do this, that, the other, or why aren't the government doing this, or why is this not happening? And then when we also see evil people getting away with things, not paying their taxes or committing crimes and seemingly getting away scot-free. Well, David the psalmist spoke very clearly in Psalm 37 here, and he says at the beginning, don't fret because of those who are evil, or be envious of those who do wrong. You see, that's often our natural response, isn't it? To get all het up, to get fretful, and it's a waste of time and energy. These are situations that are out of our control. We can't solve them, even though at times we try to and make a mess of things. And God is saying and teaching David, and he's showing us by David's example, this is what we should do instead. So first of all, don't fret. Secondly, verse 3 tells us simply trust the Lord. Verse 4 says delight in the Lord. Verse 5, commit your ways to the Lord. Verse 7, be still before the Lord. And verse 7 again, wait and be patient before the Lord. Why do we do all that? Because it's God who's in control. It's God who can sort things out for his people, which he ultimately always will. Towards the end of the psalm, we read this in verse 39. The salvation of the righteous, it comes from the Lord. He is their stronghold in times of trouble. We see this wonderful example, none more so than Jesus, who behaved exactly like this. Our King and Saviour who went to the cross and had every reason in the world to fret because of evil men and what they were doing. And yet what did he do? He didn't fret. He trusted in the Father. He delighted in the Father. He committed his ways to the Father. He was even be still before the Father. He waited patiently on the Father. And of course, the Father vindicated him. Jesus is our ultimate example of how to respond, even in times of evil news.